shit like this when you have a small part in your tweezers and oh fuck, there it goes. It just flies out. Oh no. And that was the only piece like it on the sprue, and now you're gonna look on the floor for hours and you may never find that bloody thing again. Well, in this video, we are going to cover how to get that shit from point A to point B without flicking it across the room with your fun-loving tweezers and then having to self-medicate with beers or punch something, hopefully something non-sentient. Or how about stuff like this? It's attached to the sprue gate in a way so that just about any way you cut it with a side cutter, it's going to put it under compression or torsion and break the fucking part. And then that's the gun barrel you needed for that particular vehicle you're building, and now it's fucking broken. Oh God, what are you gonna do? I always found this one really... Look at this! Look at this fucking... This is the hull gun of the Yagged Panther. Jeez, it's like having trouble talking. It's like a... Anyway. Yeah, I mean, look at how that's attached. I mean, that's just destined for bad words, bad language, substance abuse, and maybe even quitting the hobby altogether. God, look at that. Well, bad news until you figure out how to do that successfully every bloody time and again. So, how do we get these challenging parts off the sprue so that it's not broken and that we don't have to swear and punch things? Well, I'll tell you, we are going to get some plain old ordinary push pins like so. This one's all covered in gunk. Here, we'll get this out of the way so we can see all this stuff. Hopefully my focus is behaving. Yeah, I've had these pins for like, what, almost 30 years now. And I use them for just about everything, especially like gluing and what we're about to see here. So the first step to getting your parts off, let's get a pin that's not covered in gunk. Most of them are now, but there are some fresh ones in there. I'm sure some of you old fellows recognize these film canisters. Remember back in the day when you had 32 pictures and hopefully 4 of them turned out nicely? Well, the canisters came in nice and useful, but yeah, just get yourself some of these push pins because they're going to be awesome for making these geeky hobbies. Side cutters, make sure that you have crappy side cutters because if you use your nice ones, the steel pin is going to get little pits and gouges in them. So just get a crappy, pair from a cheapy dollar store or something for this kind of thing. Snip off the flattened end so that it'll go in your pin vise, like so. And then what you're going to need is a candle. Here I have this hippie candle in a piece of birch, but it doesn't have to be that elaborate. Just one of these little wanky tea light candles will do. And then we're going to light her up with this here super lighter. And there we have it, candle going. We heat up our pin. I don't even think you need to get it red hot, but if you get it red hot, that's no big deal either. And then once it's hot, you just pass it through. Oh my God, that was so easy and it didn't break the shit. Awesome. Because we want to put that gun on our Yagged Panther. God, I don't know. See, off it goes. No fuss, no muss. And I mean, the same can be done with the barrel. So whenever you're presented with these shitty parts from now on, you don't have to worry about it. Just do something like that. If you don't have a pin vise, just hold the pin with a cloth or something so you don't burn your fingers, and you'll get that piece off. And once it's off, you're still like, well, there's a bit of sprue gate there. Get a very sharp X-Acto blade and just carefully shave this down small bits at a time. And don't go, you know, if you've got a little piece of tube, don't ever press against it. You'll just break it, and once again, you'll swear and you'll want to quit. See, you get the point anyway. So we'll show you one more time taking off tricky parts. We'll take off this longer gun, but it has the same problem. If you went to snip this with the side cutters, it would compress it and snap the gun like this fellow next door to him. So just like we did with our Jagdpanther Hull machine gun, we're going to heat up our trusty pin, and we're just going to melt right through that.
Yay!
God, this is so easy. And melting shit is satisfying as well. Again though, or not again, I haven't mentioned anything about fumes yet, but let's avoid the fumes. So we'll discuss a little bit about our InstaCure super glue, our cyanoacrylate gap-filling glue. What you want to do as the glue, you've had it for a while, is you want to keep the applicator clean, because when it gets too gummed up, the lid doesn't go on. The glue starts to get kind of thick and sticky, and that's no good. So yeah, make sure you keep that, like scrape it off with a knife or something, just to keep it down. Another thing I've learned over the years too, so when we apply this piece, this bedroll to the back of the Humber armored car here, the contact area between the metal part and the resin part is very specific, right? So if I just put a bunch of that glue on my bedroll, it may or may not come in contact with anything. So I'm going to put the glue on the vehicle where I think the contact is going to be made, and then it'll be more precise and more likely to succeed. And once again, I'm going to use my trusty accelerator here to speed up. I just put it in a Tamiya paint container or bottle and just wrote accelerator on it so that I know it's not a shot of vodka, and drink that and then instantly die. Yeah, because InstaCure does not instantly cure. What a bastard, yeah? Anybody that's aware of this stuff knows that it really messes you up. So, yeah, let's get on the success program. Okay. Another thing I'm going to do first is I'm going to use my handy spike, and I'm just going to score the back end of this lightly. You don't have to be like too crazy, but give the glued, how about under the camera? I'm going to score this so that the area to be glued has something that the glue is going to kind of grip into. If it's just straight, you won't get as good of a bond. And then we get our handy pins. When I first started doing 15 mil, because I was doing 172, so you can handle this stuff with your hands a bit better. And most of my stuff was sort of resin and plastic that I was using, so it was easier to put on to the piece. Here, let's get this stuff in the camera. Sorry guys, stuff is so small, it's hard to keep it aligned, but I'm doing my best. But then when I moved to 15 mil, you know, I was using my tweezers and then somehow trying to get the glue on the back of this, and these things, even though I can't do it in the video for some reason, these things would always shoot off into space, and then to try and like position it on the vehicle without getting glue everywhere, you know, that's how I came to come with this is how I got these ideas on how to put this stuff on. So when you have a more challenging thing to glue, it's better to put the glue, just squirt a bit of the glue. My glue is not coming out, but we'll just put a pin through it. See if that comes out now. Put a bit of the glue on a surface like this, you know, something that doesn't matter if you get glue. So once you get to this point, it's glued. Open up your accelerator. I'm going to get this out of the way now. Open up your accelerator. Don't inhale deeply. Get your dental pick ready. Get your little glue attachment thing ready with your sticky tack. Make a little ball here. Take the piece to be glued. Place it in the area where you want it to be glued. Then get your dental pick and some of that accelerant in it and just place it in the location. Where that's going to adhere. You can also use your dental pick to hold the piece in place as you remove your sticky tack. And then maybe add a bit more of this, being careful not to inhale in a well ventilated place. And then you've got that on and you haven't flicked your piece. And the same goes with plastic. If I were doing this with all plastic, say that small, you know, a small hull gun or something, you know, I mean, I don't have an example of something on me, but I'm sure you'll come across something that's going to be small and challenging to put on. So if it were a plastic piece, you can use the same little pickup thing, hold it against the area that you want to glue it to. You know, I'm just doing this as an example. Obviously, we're not going to glue a hull machine gun to the side of our armored car. But imagine that the armored car was plastic and this was the piece. And then you wouldn't put, this is just Tamiya extra thin cement, I'm just using this for example. You wouldn't glue this and glue this because it's going to dry before you get it. You're going to place that small part where it's supposed to go, and then you're just going to hit it with the glue, and the capillary action is going to instantly wrap around that piece and just hold it for a couple seconds so that the glue has a chance to take purchase. And then you can come in with your dental pick, move this out, and the piece should remain in place. So it's the same process with plastic. It's just some different gluing material, gluing medium. And so hopefully those tricks help you out and make your geeky hobby times that much more enjoyable and successful, because we want to win. We don't want these guys to beat us. We want to like smash the system and make some cool shit.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, so how do we get fuck? Okay, let's try this out again. Let's get the fucking cat hairs off.